Good afternoon. We'll call the Civil Service Committee meeting to order. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the October 4th, 2023 special meeting. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
New business. There's a new position being requested by the Binghamton City School District, Director of Aquatics. That's going to be presented by Dwayne Anna Adams.
We're gone.
Don, I'm sorry. That's why I have.
I'm Aaron Wilson, from the school district. We're looking for the director of aquatics positions. We have two pools, which are, the pool at East Middle School is an amazing facility. It's diving, swimming, swimming, and great observation areas. Well, the high school is a little bit older, but it's still in pretty good shape. And we've been giving that a facelift in terms of our overall objective to open those pools up to the community and create a larger aquatics program so that we get youth swimming earlier on, creating swim lessons for kids and families. The idea being we really want to get to a position where we are certifying lifeguards on a basis, city students and kids that probably otherwise wouldn't have an opportunity to get to that level of swimming. And then need somebody to be available nights and weekends and really marshal the swim instructors and the pool maintenance. Right now, we have our custodians maintaining the pools. They're not chemists. We're hoping for somebody with a little more, chemical prowess to be able to make sure that everything's functioning well.
Oh, that's a unique position. Does the Binghamton Club swim teams?
We do. We have a swim coach for both the girls and the boys swim teams. That's primarily their function. They offer conditioning, open gym type things for the swim teams. And we've traditionally been able to get some of our kids on the swim teams certified.
Right.
We're looking to create a larger pool, kids who traditionally don't have an opportunity to get into pools, especially outside of the summer, to really become more adept at swimming. And we're interested in working with city parks and recreation, getting them some lifeguards and.
Really good.
Any other thoughts, any comments or questions?
I think it's a really good.
It's a great idea. Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion. One second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion is carried. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hiring you. We get some, I would get some quality candidates.
You catch them early, that's what I like.
When open swimming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What are aerobics?
Yeah.
All right, next, on our new business is desk audit job description updates.
Thank you.
And we'll start. I think the first one is finance accounts payable clerk. Okay, so, in the, under typical work activities, we're deleting in the first line and updating vendor information and systems. On the third line, we're adding the words and print, prepare and print. On the ninth, we're adding a ninth line, ensure all payments are applied to the proper fiscal year. On the 12th line, we're deleting the words data entry of journal entries and adding assist treasury in counting kiosk money as needed. And then the next line is a new line is being added after that, order supplies for finance department. Okay. Is there a motion to approve those modifications?
Make a motion. One second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Historic preservation and neighborhood planner. On Under typical work activities, on the 9th line in the description. We are adding evaluate structures for historic significance. That's the only modification there. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Under housing specialist. On the, under typical work activities, on the 2nd line, we're adding the wording for Binghamton Housing Authority. On the 10th line in the, under work activities, we are deleting after manages small repair, and we're changing that to housing rehabilitation. The motion,
I'll make the motion.
is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Program assistant. Under typical work activities, on the 3rd line, we're changing assist to may assist. On the 7th line, we're changing. We're taking out may. No, what are we? We're just making the word author routine correspondence. It should read author routine correspondence. The next line will say may supervise the daily work assignments of clerical workers assigned to, on the last line, the words as applicable are being added.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. And then under senior engineer, under typical work activities, under this, on the 2nd line under work activities, the words assist and evaluate difficult technical research is being added. And the 4th line, we are adding assist with calculations. So I take it those other reds were added and then taken out, so those were, right, we don't have to discuss those.
Right.
Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and then, this is the fire lieutenants list, so this is just you taking it, so do we have to accept this list?
No. Saturday business was first.
I'm sorry. Okay.
You can do that.
Okay, that's right. Our second read business is a request for a 3rd provisional appointment for administrative assistant in engineering by Ron Lake. Kathy wasn't here last time, so I don't know if you guys want to tag team it and just explain what the situation is, and we can go from there.
Okay, well, my situation is that unfortunately she failed her 2nd exam. But she's a very valuable part of the engineering department. I'm not sure,
Okay, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Is this the girl? This is a different, where, all right, never mind, just keep going. I'm having a thought here. Go ahead.
Let me tell you where the girl that was there when I first started here 3 years ago was a couple years behind in a lot of DOT reimbursements and everything else. So I managed to get her to leave in 2 weeks. And then Shannon, this girl, moved into that position, retaining most positions that were there. She does the work of both of them. She claims that she had a death like the day before, a couple days before, somebody that she was taking care of. She was emotionally upset. And then I know there's just some people that can't take exams. They don't do well, but I think you probably all know what she does do, but let me for a minute tell you what we're gonna lose if she doesn't stay. You'll lose the support for the fourth floor. She does a lot of work for planning and the other areas up there that need to put out contracts. She does that for them. She receives the contracts. And she makes sure they're right. And she gets them done. Demolitions and surveys are some of the things that are requested by the fourth floor that she takes care of. And the other projects. She does And we do receive a lot of the invoices for the other departments, water and sewer, their projects usually end up coming through us. And she has to take those budget lines and make sure that they're okay. And we have to approve all of those invoices. And sometimes we do the same thing for the parks department. I just designed a retaining wall. But Shannon put together the specs and the contracts, put it out to bid. And then she made the agreements. Once the bids came in, so she did the agreements. She also notarizes all of the agreements. She notarizes everything for us. And I believe everything up here on the fourth floor, including the mayor's office. So that won't be here. DOT and EFC reimbursements. The problem I first got here was the reimbursements for DOT were over a year behind. Some of them were 2 years behind, and we had a terrible relationship with DOT. She has managed to get things all caught up. Now I have a fairly good working relationship with DOT. She also, and do the DOT work. There are separate programs that DOT makes her have, and she has to go in there and do a lot of the project work inside the DOT programs. Same thing with EFC. I happen to be the MWBE person, and she takes care of all that for me. So she does all the minority submittals, she does everything there. Contractor payments, which we did a lot of. She does all those and gets them ready to go finance. And inspection, and then we have inspection overtime. Our people are required to do overtime on the inspections for the contractor. We bill them for that overtime. There'll be nobody to bill us. They won't get invoiced. But if I'm without a person down there for any period of time, and not any person, because nobody's gonna be able to pick up DOT or EFC in a week or two. It took her well over a year to get through all the DOT stuff and get them caught up. I mean, there's just a pile of knowledge there. I mean, if she goes, I don't even know if I want to say, because it's gonna be a nightmare in that office. A pure nightmare.
Yeah, with how else you were doing, they only had to get the commission.
Right. She was able to do 2 positions and she's done very well.
I still think we would be setting.
A bad example.
Yeah.
If we don't, what is the point of
It's
having
one
civil
person out of
service?
200 years, you know, and.
Just understand how bad it's gonna
No, I,
be. sit.
yeah, no, Ron, I can tell you, I'm sympathetic. I've been
Me
there.
too,
I've
me
been, believe it or not,
too.
I've
I
had
feel
similar
bad for her.
situations. And, but I think if we made the exception for her, we would lose all, I don't think we would have the ability to say no to someone else that came with, a similar scenario. You know, they had some kind of problem in their family, they had a personal issue. I mean, the list could go on and on and on. And I'm not, saying that's, not legitimate, but we would not be able to say no in the future, because everything, the reality is everything we do sets a precedent.
There's another problem. Nobody wants to come to work for the city either.
I know.
I've got positions out there, nobody comes.
So,
So how long do you want to leave that position empty?
well, I mean, the thing is that, is there any way, hypothetically, could she, so she's got 60 days here, right? And when is that up?
I'm not sure.
There's no approximately. What was,
Beginning of November.
like, let's say,
It was 60 days.
It's gonna be soon.
Yeah.
so let's say November 1st. Is it possible for her, let's say, to go to Manpower, you contact Manpower and need somebody and she works through Manpower?
No.
I mean, I don't know, is that violate the civil, until you give a test and fill the position?
She'd have to come in as a different.
She has-
Not the admin assistant, even if she was.
No, but she had to come in, she had to come in, what I'm saying, you could hire a temporary, I don't know, you're personal, I'm just speaking off the top of my head. But if you hire somebody temporarily until you give the test and somebody passes it qualified, that could be, you know, no longer that they can take.
Yeah, I think one of the issues is she's not gonna do that.
Yeah.
You know, she
Like,
had,
he doesn't get any benefits when. you're-
right, and she has other opportunities. I mean, she's a smart person. Regardless of what he thinks, that's,
Yeah.
and yes, so she doesn't wanna pass up opportunity.
I agree, I understand. Well, it's like we're really between a rock and a hard place. I sympathize totally with everything you're saying she's doing. I know what you're talking about. I know it's a ton of work. I know it's gonna make your life miserable.
No, it may not, because I may leave.
I know, I'm just saying, and we don't wanna do that.
It's gonna cost the city
I know, but
a lot of money also.
I know, but we just,
How do you say it's okay for one person and somebody else comes along?
Well, that's the reason for exceptions. I mean, if there wasn't a reason to do that, it would be no exceptions.
yeah, but I mean, everybody's gonna,
How can we do that? There's the next person that comes in.
I mean, how do we quantify an exception? Without getting
Well, so
sued?
that's the purpose of having exceptions is, there has to be some kind of.
It was like, you know, if it was a residency requirement or something, it'd be easier, but I mean,
For example, there's no list, you know, so if there's a list, then you wouldn't do it.
well, yeah, because you immediately would hire somebody.
Right, but there's no
But
list,
there's no list, but
so that's a good baseline for establishing criteria for an exception.
The problem here is even hiring somebody is gonna turn that office into a nightmare for a year. No one is going to know how to do that DOT work.
well, you know what, there's nothing that says, believe it or not, I mean. Like, you can check this is valid, there's nothing to say that she can't come back and as a consultant and you pay her to help somebody on, you know, extra to come back and help somebody new get acclimated. I know that, I mean,
She'll have a full-time job.
no, I know, but if she wants some extra, you know, part-time work, I mean, I'm not talking about coming back full-time, I'm talking about maybe she wants to come back for some extra hours, gets paid as a consultant. to
But
come
her,
in.
but her only 3 hours then would be after work.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work.
And she's, you know, gonna be feeling a little jilted. I don't think she's gonna go out and wait.
Yeah.
Well, what things you're paying her to do it, you know, and.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not jilting her, I mean, she didn't pass the test, it's not a matter of jilting her, it's a matter of.
Yeah, it does feel still.
And
Yeah, the one who really suffers, I think, is me.
I know it, I no doubt, no doubt. I just think that you know, in my experience, no good deed goes unpunished.
Mhm.
I just think that once we make an exception, it's gonna be awful hard to start quantifying why you get one and you don't. I think we just open a Pandora's box to do that, I really do.
Some hospitals, you know.
Unless anybody has any, you know, anybody.
Oh, I agree.
I agree, I mean, I feel bad.
I do
I've
too.
been
I
there,
feel bad for you.
know, and I just feel bad. But.
I mean, we would be open to options, like I said, ironers, I mean, other things that, you know, that work that are not a violation of the spirit of the law. I mean, we would be open to,
We don't even have anybody on the list.
why not?
There's-
Well, that
we
means,
have-
well, it's like
we have engineering
hypothetically, if there's
positions.
nobody on the list, then you're pretty free to hire anybody you want if somebody comes in, right?
I know, but I went through this training once. It was a nightmare.
Well, you know, the other thing is, you know. Maybe you hire somebody and she's willing to work on it, you know, you're saying whether she's willing to do it or not, but I mean, maybe on some Saturday, they both come in and she's getting paid a consultant's fee to help, I don't know, I mean. Well, we're just open to options that help you, but I just think it's just so much.
Yeah, we'll try to figure something out.
I mean, we're open to options that are within the parameters that can make it work, so I mean, you guys can get creative. But it's awful hard it's awful hard if somebody's failed twice and. There's really not, there's really no reason for the exception, I mean.
There's some people across the street who couldn't pass the typing test.
Yeah.
But they passed the other part and they had to left, they said, they had to go.
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah, it's a tough dynamic.
I mean,
You come into these.
other positions you may be able to fill that don't require the training. that
I
this
understand.
does.
But we're willing to work with you and help you. Help you, so I mean, we're open to, you know, any way we can help you deal with this. So. You know, and if we, you know, yeah, so we're we'll be as flexible as we can to help you navigate this. I understand the position you're in, you know, you've got somebody that's doing a lot, making the office work and all of that. And it's tough to find somebody to replace her, no doubt. Yeah, it's, I could understand if something's probably keeping you up at night.
Yeah, and then. Without these reimbursements, the city will be out hundreds of thousands of dollars for however long.
Yeah.
Out, which is another nightmare.
Well, if there's somebody, I mean, if you need to hire, I don't know, part-time accountant or something, I mean, we could, I mean, it might be,
That's not. Nobody has
it's a
ever
technical,
seen
I know,
these
I know, it's a
technical
technical
rules
thing.
that we get from DOT for projects. And the pages go on.
Well, maybe, like, maybe she comes in as a consultant, just do that kind of work for you. And maybe, after, just doing that stuff, which I think sounds like it's very,
But
talk to her, but I mean,
as Ken said, I don't think she's gonna be able to do that.
Yeah.
She goes, she's gonna go.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's tough. I mean, I wish, it wasn't so, it's just cut and dry. That's the problem. It's just so cut and dry.
But unfortunately, that's gonna require me to make a decision where I wanna go through this again.
I know, I understand. Understand. Like I said, well, we're open to trying to do anything we can to help make it work. So if you need our support.
Anything but what I want.
Do we need to take that vote on this? Is there well, I think what we would do is there a motion, is there a motion to approve? Is there a motion to disapprove?
I'll make
Is there a second? All in favor? Aye, okay, motion is.
them.
All right, good luck.
Good luck.
So then, eligible list. So we have eligible lists for fire lieutenant, fire captain, account clerk typist, payroll assistant, and finance accounts payable clerk. So we're just acknowledging that those listed and established.
Yes.
We don't vote on it. We're just acknowledging, we've received the lists.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe there's somebody on this assistant and finance accounts payable. I mean, if there's a way, I mean. Well, like I said, we're open to trying to find a way to make it work within the boundaries. So if there's a way to do it. Like, we don't have any other new business or old business?
Nope.
Okay. Good motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.